before this video starts, I just want to let you know that this is a re-upload. The video I'm responding to is a re-upload. Just keep that in mind. He took down the video and found it good enough to re-edit and put back up. Just keep that in mind.
Hey guys, this is Down Phoenix, and I'm just completely sickened by the PC gaming community.
Yeah, I'm a little annoyed by the by the business side of the PC community. Not really the PC gamers. I'm annoyed by the business side. There's some shady shit going on, which I'm sure that's what you're talking about, right?
The Steam gamers, most specifically. If you're a GOG gamer, an Origin gamer, whatever, this probably doesn't apply to you. But if you're a Steam gamer and you have the line of thinking that these people do, you are disgusting.
Never mind then.
You are sickening. You are the most entitled group of gamers out of every group of gamer that exists today.
Steam gamers are sickening. Steam gamers. PlayStation Legion, that's fine. Xbox, those are fine. No. The worst community of gamers are Steam gamers upset with anti-consumer practices being shoved into the PC market. I am intrigued.
You are more entitled than any console fanboy.
You must not know many console fanboys then.
You are more entitled than any specific group of people in regards to race or religion in gaming.
Wow, we're getting pretty serious here.
Anything like that. You guys are the most entitled gamers out there, and I have no problem calling you out on that. Now,
you even did it twice.
I'm a PC gamer. I like playing games on PC.
Are you sure?
As a matter of fact, the large majority of my library is on Steam.
Well, you're disgusting.
The difference between me and someone like you, however, though, is that I actually understand the consequences of gaming only on one platform and screwing anybody over that decides to make a conscious decision to release a game on another platform.
That was the weirdest sentence I've heard in a while. Wow, I need to hear that again.
I actually understand the consequences of gaming only on one platform and screwing anybody over that decides to make a conscious decision to release a game on another platform.
This is the second version of the video, by the way. Apparently, he thought that sentence made sense. Which doesn't surprise me, given all the other things you say in this video.
Now, look at this right here. This is called a Nintendo Wii U.
A what?
A Nintendo Wii U.
A Wii... What?
A Nintendo Wii U.
Hang on. Nintendo Wii... Oh, that! I remember those.
This was the game controller for the Wii U.
Actually, that is a game pad. You disgusting Steam game.
This was a console that did not do so hot in sales.
Yeah, you could say that.
However, there were a lot of people that were entitled to certain games on Kickstarters. Games like Bloodstained Ritual of the Night and Yooka-Laylee were promised on this. People put money down for a Wii U version of those games, and guess what? Those games never came out on Wii U.
Yeah, that's a completely different situation, though. And it's funny that you say that because you just described a situation that Steam gamers are actually in right now. There have been games kickstarted for Steam that Epic bought out, and then the Kickstarter backers were like, what the fuck? You promised us this game on Steam. You promised us Steam codes for this game. So congratulations, you tried to make an argument against Steam and ended up making an argument for it. And against the Epic Games Store. This is a re-edit, by the way. This video was so good, he uploaded it twice.
So if you were an unlucky gamer that only bought a Wii U and you didn't have a good enough gaming PC, or you didn't have a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, you're shit out of luck. Buy a new system. That's a perfect example of people that are rightly entitled to complain.
That was actually a perfect example of why people are complaining. And yeah, Imagine being so out of the loop that you literally present an argument for the people you're arguing against.
Wii U gamers.
All 7 of them.
PC gamers that complain about a game being on the Epic Game Store and not on Steam, you have no right to complain.
Well, all of us have the right to complain. We have the right to say whatever we want. But in those specific situations that I described, they have every right to complain. And really, all PC gamers have every right to complain because Epic is doing shady shit, and you just are completely out of the loop or have the biggest blinders on in history.
Because it is so damn easy and quick to download the Epic Game Store client and use it on your PC. It's freaking ridiculous. I'm going to demonstrate it right now.
I'm going to skip ahead of his demonstration because it's just weird and completely glossing over the actual point. Also, look at this fucker using light mode, you disgusting Steam game. Also, the ease of use of the client isn't the problem people have. The problem people have is the fact that the Epic Game Store is fucking barren in features. It doesn't have any of the basic features of Steam. It doesn't have basic features of other things. It's horribly overpriced. It's slow. It's buggy. It has bad security. And Epic is just they're just a bunch of assholes about it. That's why people don't want to support it. It has nothing to do with installing another launcher. You never hear shit about Blizzard games going on to Battle.net. Or games going on to Uplay, other than the inconvenience of it. The reason why the Epic Game Store situation is different is because of everything I just listed. It's just you don't realize that, somehow.
So we click right here where it says, Get Epic Games. Okay? See right there, an installer pops up on my screen.
That was the worst edit I've ever seen. Holy shit. Can we see that again?
So we click right here where it says, Get Epic Games. Okay? See right there, an installer pops up on my screen.
Holy shit, that was horrible.
It took like, what, 10 seconds to download?
I'm just gonna skip ahead because the next 2 minutes of this video is literally him just installing the Epic launcher.
Black screen. Oh, got a crosshair. Oh, there we go. We're right here in the game. Fantastic. So we can play Thimbleweed Park right now, but, understandably, some people may not want to constantly go into the Epic Game Store every single time just to play their games that they have.
Yeah, and if you want to find a good new game on the Epic Game Store, you have to leave the Epic Game Store to see reviews of that game. Also, you're going to have to pay a lot more on the Epic Game Store than you will on other platforms, because the Epic Game Store is overpriced as shit. Watch Dogs 2 is $60 on the Epic Game Store, by the way. And Far Cry Primal is $50. Seriously, how can you argue that this store is good? Wasn't the whole purpose of the Epic Game Store to create competition for cheaper games for the consumer? Or what's the point of these games being so expensive?
So Steam actually has a really neat feature where you can add executables that are from other game launchers or from DRM-free games into Steam. And apparently you guys are unaware that this feature exists because whenever this is brought up to you guys always dismiss it. Or you always say, well, we shouldn't have to do that.
What?
I completely understand, but it exists, and we're going to demonstrate that. So let's go ahead and go into my computer.
Wait, are you talking about importing non-Steam games into Steam? Literally everyone knows you can do this. I've never heard someone dismiss this.
We're going to find the executable for Epic Games. Okay, so I'm back, and apparently it programmed it to the regular program files folder as opposed to the x86 one, which is the one I looked at before.
No one cares. You titled this video, Steam gamers are the most entitled and crybaby gamers to exist. Can you please elaborate on that, sir?
Thimbleweed Park. There is the executable. You just go to add a non-Steam game to my library.
Okay, so what I'm gathering from this is that you literally think the problem is just that people don't want to use a launcher other than Steam. You're dumb.
As a matter of fact, you can actually add Epic Games Launcher right there.
Wow, that's not the problem.
So you don't even have to load up Epic Games Launchers from the Windows if you don't want to.
Wow, that's amazing. I don't care.
Okay, so now we're here into the add a game. So all we got to do is go to Browse, and we locate the file.
Here, let me fix the name of this video for you. There we go.
Path right there. There it is, Thimbleweed Park. We click Open, adds a little check mark. We click on Add Selected Programs. And what that is supposed to do in theory at least, from what I understand,
So you don't even know. Well, I mean, that fits in with the rest of this video.
is it adds it to your Steam library. I know. Very, very interesting. But there it is, Thimbleweed Park. I can click on play directly from Steam, not having the Epic Game Store launched. And what do you know? Thimbleweed Park.
Wow! That's not the problem people have. Incredible how you missed the point so dramatically.
Or any other Epic Game Store exclusive.
Because they're just so good.
Now, some of you might be wondering why I'm making this, because I know some people are understandably upset about certain games like The Division 2 and Metro Exodus being advertised for Steam, and then all of a sudden,
Wait, can we see that transition one more time?
Division 2 and Metro Exodus being advertised,
That transition honestly made me a little uncomfortable. Please don't do that anymore.
not being available for Steam anymore. And that kind of sucks because these are greedy corporations that have billions of dollars. I'm sure they can afford to have a little bit of a cut taken out.
Hey, look, there's the point.
But when it comes to an indie developer like V Blank Entertainment, ran by Brian Provinciano, essentially a one-man team, every game sale ensures his revenue.
Hey, look, there goes the point.
His income is based on the sales of those games.
So why would he want to go to the Epic Games Store, which, yes, gives him a larger cut, but also has the very real possibility of dramatically less sales because people don't want to use the Epic Games Launcher? Also, let's be real, who actually looks for new games on the Epic Games Store? Like, who actually browses the Epic Games Store for new games? People do that on Steam, because Steam has a much better store interface with user reviews, with a much larger selection, better user tags to help you find what you want. Steam's cut may be larger than Epic's, but your sales are going to be much better on Steam. So in the long run, you're making more money off of Steam. Why do you think indie developers keep going to Steam even after the Epic Games Launcher came out? It's not about money. I made this point last video. Discord has a 90-10 cut. 90-10. That's more than Epic. But people are still going to Steam. Because Steam has way more fucking users and a way better store interface to help your games be found than the other launchers do. It's not all about the cut. Stop using the cut as an argument against Steam. It's not about that.
And when Steam takes 30% of the sale as opposed to Epic taking 12%, you just have to ask yourself, what would you do in this scenario if you were a game developer? Would you gladly take, say, $7 for a $10 game, or would you rather take $8.80? I doubt any of you would honestly answer that you would gladly take the $7.
Well, because you're an idiot who doesn't know how numbers work, let me reword that question for you. Would you rather take $7 per $10 sale for 100 sales, or $8.80 for a $10 sale on 60 sales? I've found that so many people who just don't understand the Steam Epic Games situation will use this larger cut as a point against Steam when they don't realize that games are much easier to sell on Steam. If you're getting an 18% lower cut, it doesn't matter if your game sells more. You're still making more money.
You are lying through your ass if you're saying that, because that is just a load of crap.
I can tell you what's a load of crap, but I won't, because that would be rude.
When it comes to small indie developers like this, Epic Games is actually giving them an opportunity to earn more revenue on their game.
Okay, now let's hear you break down the other problems with Epic. Oh, wait.
Now, some people might say, well, Steam lets you make unlimited keys and sell them on your website and you get all the money. That, for one, is a load of crap. Steam does not let you make unlimited keys.
I've literally never heard that.
That's not at all how it works.
Yeah, I don't think anybody actually thinks that.
Maybe if you ask a Steam developer how it works, you would actually understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I can just get a hold of a Steam developer. I'll just go do that.
Instead of looking like a jackass.
Like you.
No. While they do get that, how many of you guys actually go to the developer's website and buy the game directly from them?
I mean, I've bought games directly from websites. So,
I would imagine like maybe 1% of you tops.
one of the most popular games in the world right now is League of Legends, a game that you download from a website. So, no.
So you guys need to get off your high horses and stop being so entitled and whiny.
How about we get off our high horse? How about you get off yours? How about you do a little tiny bit of research before you upload the same shit take twice, because you are so out of the loop and you are such a fucking dick that you just don't care what other people think. I try not to be really rude in these response videos, but you are such a fucking dick. You don't care what's good for the consumers, and you don't want to understand this situation, because you just think you're right about everything. How about you get off your high horse, Down Phoenix?
You saw how easy it was for me to simply download a client, sign into the client, and download a free game, and then use Steam to launch that game.
And in the time that it took you to do that, you could have done the smallest bit of research to find out that that's not actually the problem people have. But you don't fucking care. That would take actual work, and that would take challenging your thought process, and you just can't handle that.
It is not rocket science.
You know what else isn't rocket science? Understanding people. But you can't do that.
Get off your high horse. And F you if you're on it.
Oh my god, at least grow some balls to swear, dude. You are a fucking asshole. Please consider sharing and or liking the video if you enjoyed the video. I'd like to hear from you, so if you have anything to say about the video or my channel, drop a comment below. I try not to get personal, and I try not to insult people in these response videos. I consider myself a critic of ideas, not a critic of people. But Down Phoenix, you are a fucking asshole. You do not understand the situation at all, and you have tons and tons of people in your comment section explaining the situation to you, and yet you kept this video up because you don't want to learn, you don't want to understand things. You think anyone who disagrees with you is entitled and a crybaby because you can't be fucked to do research and see what the problems people actually have are. You are an asshole. And you deserve all of the flack that you got on this video.